Now in their second season, Leadership of the Leaf with more cigar knowledge and more leadership insights. Two great leaders smoking great cigars. Here's our host, Austin and Dice. Grab a drink and jump in with a cut and a light.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Leadership of the Leaf. My name is Dice.
And I'm Austin.
Austin, what's up, man?
What's up?
You so silly.
You got the giggles already.
I know. I'm trying to hold it back. I'm trying to hold it. It's okay.
So unprofessional. This is ridiculous. I don't even want to be a part of this episode no more. This is like a budget episode.
It is a budget episode. That's great that you said that.
Man, it's like a segue or some shit.
It's not the budget of budgets, of cheapness, but our cigar topic for today is 10 cigars under $10, 10 American dollars.
And the Lorhays.
Dollhouse.
Dollhouse. All right, so then if that's the case, what budget stick per se are you smoking, good sir?
Oh, okay. So I'm not smoking a budget stick.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not a 10 under 10, but there's a reason why I'm not.
I don't even want to be here anymore.
There's a reason.
There better be a damn good one.
All right. So remember I shared a story about Total Wine and More, and the guy called.
Yeah.
And we want a part 2, right? So here's part 2, sir.
Yeah.
So I talked
Story
to him.
time.
Chopped it up. We conversated about cigars, how long we've been smoking. We became old friends within like a couple of minutes. So we're in the humidor, and he remembered every single cigar I purchased that day. I was like, that's pretty fucking impressive.
He looked it up in the system right before you showed up.
That's fine. Even if he did that, that still shows the customer service attitude that he has.
It doesn't matter. I'm still impressed.
Yep. So we go in the humidor, and he was like, I want to replace the one that was horrible. Then he asked about the other two, and I said I really did enjoy I think it was SLR, and he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna definitely give you another one of those. The whole time I'm like, listen, you don't have to do any of this. I'm just very happy you called, the whole thing. He was like, think nothing of it. I'm gonna do this. And then he picked out 2 more cigars. So I purchased 3 to begin with, and he picked out a total of 4 to replace the one that I just had a boggle with, which we came to the conclusion that it was just a shitty cigar. Someone must have dropped it or something, because he said he checked his humidor, everything was fine. This whole 9, he checked the whole box. However, whatever, that's what he's telling me.
That's fair.
I still appreciate it, even if it's a lie or it's the truth. Appreciate it either way. One of the cigars extra cigars he gave me was a Pappy Van Winkle. I think that's by Drew Estate.
Mm-hmm.
Not horrible, not a horrible cigar. Then this one that I'm smoking on air today to almost celebrate what happened. It's a Rocky Patel exclusively made for Total Wine and More by Rocky Patel. It's called a Don Aguilera.
I want you to say that 5 times fast.
No, I'm staring at the name so I can pronounce it correctly right now. But it's made exclusively for Total Wine and More by Rocky Patel, and as of right now, I am enjoying it. The band is a little ornate, and it's a turquoise, like greenish looking color. I took pictures of it. Of course, I will tag Total Wine and More in this. Shout out to Aaron. Aaron, not Aaron. But yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to Total Wine and More. It's in the Henderson area of Las Vegas. Big shout out to him, and that's why I'm smoking this. Also, I only had a corner of Hennessy XO left in that bottle, so I went ahead and put that bottle out of its misery.
That's fair. I can't get mad at you. I almost killed a bottle of whiskey, but I was like, nah, I need more than just a little bit of whiskey. So I decided to change it up.
Well, if need be, I can always return to the source and get another bottle. But as of right now, the listeners want to know what you're smoking.
Oh, well, I'm smoking. I decided to go with one of the sticks that happens to be on our under 10 list.
Oh, made me look like a jerk. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. I am smoking a Charter Oak, Connecticut, Nicaragua.
Oh, Charter Oak. That is a really good stick, sir.
It is.
All right.
Make you look like a jackass. How's them apples?
Technically, sir, my cigar is free.
How much does it retail for, sir?
12.
Oh, okay. So it's not a budget stick. All right, let's move on.
All right, moving on. What are you pairing it with?
So I said, like I said, I wanted to put a bottle of whiskey out of its misery. I figured I'd wait till later on to do that because I got a better time frame in mind to kill that bottle. So I decided to go with one of my good old favorites, Esprit de Cru.
Oh, we love them.
Yep, love them. Golden rum. And this is I was talking with Patrick, the master distiller there, and they had upgraded the still and actually increased their alcohol by volume up a little bit higher. So it's a little bit stronger stuff. So it's the flavor notes are coming through a little bit more. It got some like nice toasted marshmallow, caramel type notes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it should pair pretty well, I would think, with this Charter Oak.
All right. Well, that is perfect, sir. That is great.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for this list. I'm excited for the list.
There's
no specific order. Okay, there's a but.
But first, what is our leadership topic?
Oh, our leadership topic.
God,
it's a good one.
Amateur. I'm over here talking to us an amateur, guys. It's a fucking budget show about budget sticks, and this guy's acting like he's on a budget or something. Fuck this. Can I say budget anymore?
The 3 dangers of superhero leaders and why teams don't want them.
Ooh, but I thought superheroes were good.
Oh, are they? I didn't want to be saved, sir.
Are you sure?
I didn't want to be saved. I jumped off this building. Superman came in and swooped me up. I wanted to die.
That was the plot of The Incredibles.
What? Oh, that's because I'm incredible. What?
Huh?
Let's just agree to disagree.
I'm going to agree to disagree with your schizophrenia, your paranoia, dementia, whatever you want to call it.
Dementia, damn. All right.
Little age joke in there. Papa!
I'll take it.
All right, so number 1 is room. What?
Wait. They are not in any particular order. So I don't want people thinking this is the
correct. This is not in any order. This is not like, hey, best first, nothing. We literally just said, hey, what is our favorite, under $10 sticks? So anywhere on this list that you go and get some of the, any one of these cigars, anywhere on our list, you're probably going to be pretty happy with. So let me rephrase this. Our first cigar on our list, but not by any means number 1 on our list. Is that better? Yeah. Does that clarify everything?
Like number 1A and number 1B.
I hate your face.
Yeah, right. I know.
Room 101, Doomsayer, both passive and aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You smoke one and I smoke. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We've had these on air. They were really good. They were really good. So it's a 6x55 Toro. Its price is $7.50 to $8. The wrapper for the passive is an Ecuador Habano and a Maduro, but they didn't announce the origin for the aggressive. They just said Maduro wrapper. The binder for both is an Indonesian. Filler is a Nicaraguan, Honduran, and Pennsylvania broadleaf. It was created by Matt Booth, who and Tobacco Business Magazine awarded Room 101 Doomsayer as its 2020 Boutique Cigar of the Year. If you smoke one of these, you'll probably get hints of dried fruit, black pepper, cedar. It's a little bit on the oily side, and you can get some hints of dark roast coffee and a tiny, tiny bit of chocolate.
Yeah, I remember, I can't remember which one you smoked and I smoked, but I remember I did enjoy them. And they when I was smoking it, I wasn't thinking that, man, this cigar is under $10.
No,
well,
it was,
actually,
yeah.
A lot of these on this list is not like, oh my God, this is a $10 cigar or less.
Yeah.
So, Room 101 Doomsayer. I put passive on there, but then as I got to looking more and more, aggressive was on there. And I remember we both smoked each one of these on air. and we both
Yeah, I
enjoyed
smoked
them.
one, you smoked the other.
And I believe they both were box worthy, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, good thing I'm looking this up. All right, so I smoked the passive. And you smoke. That would mean that you smoked the aggressive.
Yeah. Because I remember I was waiting for it to get aggressive.
Aggressive.
It didn't happen. It was a great cigar, but it didn't happen.
Correct.
Room 101 seem to be doing some things, so I'm gonna keep watching them.
Yeah,
But
I'm excited for Room 101. They have a lot of good stuff. I'm interested. I do believe they were purchased though by a big company.
I thought so too. I was gonna say it, but I couldn't remember the name of the parent company that purchased them.
Yeah,
Scandinavian?
it might be STG. I'll look it up real quick while we're going on.
All right. Well, while you research, we're gonna go to the second one on our list, and dude,
It is STG.
Okay.
We were right. STG. All right, good. Made sure I wasn't going crazy.
This is one of my favorites. Definitely box worthy all day long.
100%. I love this cigar.
Perdomo Reserve 10th Anniversary Champagne Epicure.
Oh, it's such a good cigar.
And I mean, one of the special... I'll go through the notes first. Okay, so the size is a 6x54, and that's their Toro size. So that one, the price can be anywhere from $8 to $9. The wrapper is Champagne, Connecticut, and I'm going to emphasize the champagne because they're really focused on the color for that one. Binder is Nicaraguan, and filler is Nicaraguan. The notes on this is this triple fermented Connecticut shade wrapper. It was awarded Best Cigar of Nicaragua in 2018 by Cigar Journal. You should probably get some flavor notes around the rich tobacco flavors with hints of coffee, some creamy undertones, and some subtle sweetness.
This is one of my top cigars to pair with a good coffee, because I drink my coffee black. So, but this gives me the cream for my coffee when I smoke it with a coffee. That's how creamy I get it. But it's such a good cigar. It's so light. It's so just smooth. I love this cigar.
It's very easily recognizable because the cellophane on it is actually a gold color, what's that champagne that's normally wrapped in gold, Cristal or some shit like that.
Sure, let's go with that. I'm not a champagne drinker. Don't ask me.
Okay, I mean I've seen it in these hippity hop videos. So you got to drink Cristal. But anyway, it's wrapped in a gold wrapper, so you'll see it stands out because of the shiny gold looking of it, and it's just a wonderful cigar. If anyone is new to the cigar world or just want to experiment with something completely different than what they normally smoke, I definitely would recommend picking this one up. It is 100% box worthy cigar all the way. Yep.
All right, so our next cigar on our list is the Rocky Patel Edge Sumatra Toro. So it's 6x52. It's priced from $7 to $8, usually somewhere in there. Its wrapper is Ecuador Sumatra. Its binder is Honduran. Filler is Nicaraguan, Honduran, and Peruvian, which is an interesting one that you don't really see all that often.
It's like they snuck it in there.
Yeah, right? Weird. It is Rocky Patel's best-selling cigar, and usually you're going to get spice, cocoa, and roasted nuts, and a natural tobacco sweetness when you smoke this one. I've tried, but I'm pretty sure I did have one of these, and it was actually really, really good.
I know I had one of these, and I know it is actually really good. A lot of people don't really care too much for the Sumatra, but I'm not a Sumatra hater, because when I think of Sumatra, I think of it as bringing out the natural sweetness of the tobacco. Mm-hmm. Whenever I hear the word Sumatra, some people I guess think they add sweetness to it, but if it's not a flavored cigar or anything or infused, it should be the natural sweetness from that tobacco of how they fermented or how it sat in the polon or whatever they did to it to bring out that natural sweetness of that tobacco. But being that it's the most sold, I mean, they're just now hit an anniversary for the Edge. Again, this is another one of those, I don't want to say starter cigars, but if you're new to the cigar game, this is one, it's not going to hurt your wallet because it's going to be under $10. And two, is really a great mild to medium cigar to where it's not going to be too harsh.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great starter cigar for sure.
Moving on from the Rocky Patel cigar, we're going to go to it's a pretty new company. I say new. They started around 2019. It's Blackbird. Blackbird has a cigar called the Crow, and their size is a 6x54, and they call it a Gran Toro, and it's around 850 to 950. The wrapper is a gorgeous dark chocolate looking wrapper. It's a Mexican San Andreas. The binder is Habano, and the filler Nicaraguan, Pennsylvania broadleaf, Corojo, and you're gonna have to say that one. Criollo.
Wait, which one?
Criollo.
Criollo 98.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't.
You suck.
Yeah, I just smoke them. I don't pronounce the spelling of these things. Anyway, like I said, it's a new company based out of Florida. You should get some notes of spice, oak, some cacao, and maybe a little earthy grain in the background of it. I have smoked one of these. I'm actually a fan of Blackbird cigars. If you haven't picked up any Blackbird cigars, they're actually very price efficient, and I think they'll be enjoyed. They have a whole line. Crow I picked because I like it better than the other ones. They got like Finch and other bird names for their cigars.
Fair enough.
I can't think of any other bird names.
Raven.
They do have a raven, and that is darkness.
All right then. I'm sure there's more bird names. I just don't want to sound like a loser for not knowing them, because I have not picked up a blackbird. I've wanted to. I've seen them. I just haven't made that leap. Usually something else catches my eye. All right. So the next, the next cigar on our list is the Leaf by Oscar Corojo Lancero. It's a 7x38 Lancero. It's priced usually from somewhere between $850 to $990. Its wrapper is a Honduran Corojo Puro with a binder and filler that are both from Honduras. So on this one, you're going to be looking for notes of pepper, cedar, hints of spice, creating a medium to full-bodied profile. It did win the Leaf Enthusiast, awarded the Leaf by Oscar Corojo cigars an 8.5 out of 10 rating. So it's pretty good, I would say, for being priced under $10. That's pretty darn good.
We originally liked the Leaf by Oscar. Of course, if you haven't seen one yet, you should probably pick one up so you can see it.
And remember to remove the outer leaf before smoking, right. Jackasses.
Don't be a loser, Bob. But the thing with it is the original leaf, but not original, the like normal Toro and Robusto size, they almost made the list, but some places, if you find a really good deal, you can get them under $10. But the average price for them was a little bit above, around $10.50. So I really want Leaf by Oscar on here. I think we talked about it a little bit. So we found the Lancero, and any cigar enthusiast, leaf enthusiast, will enjoy a Lancero, especially Leaf by Oscar Lancero. That Corojo leaf, giving it more of that wrapper. It's just that much flavor that's just phenomenal, is what I'm trying to say. It's a great cigar to smoke. Well, I mean, just about every cigar on the list is going to be a great one to smoke. But you understand what I'm saying. It's a Lancero. So it's a little different than, because normally on this list, a lot of them have been Toros. If you pay attention to the size, each cigar company wants their own different name for a Toro. So this one is an oddball out, and it's an actual Lancero.
Yep. Yeah, but it's a good one. I mean, Leaf by Oscar is, I think, one of, I don't know, for a lot of people, it's one of those go-tos that's relatively on the cheap side, and you want a solid smoking experience that you're not gonna have to pay an arm and a leg for. You go to Leaf by Oscar. I know I've picked them up when I'm just like, man, I don't know what I want to smoke. I'll just pick up a Leaf by Oscar because I know I'm gonna get a good experience out of this, and I'm not gonna break my bank.
I don't think I ever had a bad cigar by Leaf by Oscar.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. I think it's just good. It's a good one. Go, if you haven't had it, go get it. Try it out. Tell us that we know what we're talking about, and then listen to the rest of our shows.
Well, that moves on to, I guess we're on our sixth one of this list. It's the Nub Connecticut 460. And the size is a 4x60. It's a Gordo. Normally priced around 8 to 9. I'm pretty sure you can find it maybe a little cheaper on sale. A lot of times these sticks go on sale. The wrapper is Ecuadorian Connecticut. Shade and binder and filler are both Nicaragua. Some flavors you may get are mellow and creamy to start off with, and then it'll get a little rich, somewhat sweet to the core, and it's just a tasty cigar. There's slight hints of cedar if you was to do that retro inhale with this cigar.
That's fair. That's fair. Speaking of retro inhale, how is the first third of your cigar retrohaling for you?
Oh, I'm not going to retrohale, but it's a great stick. I have never smoked one of these before. I didn't even know they exist until I talked to Aaron, and he turned me onto it. So I definitely would pick up another one to give it a actual try off it. But leather and oak.
Interesting. Okay, I like it. Well, as you know, I'm smoking a Charter Oak, which happens to be the next one on our list. And I am smoking a 6x52 Toro, priced at $6.50 to $8, with an Ecuador Connecticut wrapper, Sumatra binder, and a Nicaraguan filler. The notes I'm getting is basically like a woody, nutty, kind of creamy flavor out of this one.
Okay. I saw what you did there, and I like it.
Do you like that? I thought it was
that was wonderful,
boom.
Sir.
I'm here for you. I'm here all week. Pairing very well with this rum.
Charter Oak, that's Foundation Cigars, yeah?
It is Foundation.
When I'm being thrifty or frugal, a lot of times in a cigar place with like a $20 bill and see what I can get. And normally I will buy something a little pricey around 12, 13 or whatever. And then the second cigar normally is a Charter Oak because it fits right in that price range.
Yeah, it's a... I think this is my third or fourth Charter Oak that I've smoked, and I've never been mad at it. It's not an offensive cigar. Would I buy a box of these? Probably not. Would I pick them up on a whim any day of the week? 100%.
Correct.
Would I keep a 5-pack in the humidor for just such occasions? Yep. I don't know that I would buy. I'd spend the box prices for Charter Oak though. But I think that's where I kind of like, I'd rather just spend the money on something different. I'd rather buy a box of Undercrown or something else for just a little bit more. Or, I don't know, Macanudo or
Macanudo.
Yeah. And, something like that.
The next one on the list is one that I rather enjoy. I know you started I think one of your first boxes was Oliva. And I can understand I can understand your disdain. Not disdain. I can understand your apprehension of moving forward with them. But Oliva v. Bellicoso. And the Bellicoso is the one with the tapered end. For those that probably don't remember.
If you don't remember, go back and watch our episodes.
Or you can listen to them.
Listen to our episodes.
So you're gonna say that now I'm gonna get all this mail saying we said we wanted the YouTubes.
We want the YouTubes.
It's a Bellicoso in shape. The size is about the size is a 5x54. The price is anywhere from about $8 to $9. Wrapper is Nicaragua, binder Nicaragua, and filler is Nicaragua. Times that by 3. It was Cigar Aficionado's 2017. It made number 3 on that list. And some flavors you may get. It's rich in earth, leather, spice, and I personally think it's a well balance between the sweetness and the tobacco and the spice. It just feels like it got a touch of molasses on it.
Yeah. No, I did my first box was. It was one of those things where it was buy a box of Oliva, get like 18 cigars free of Oliva. So I ended up with like 28 Oliva cigars in my humidor. So it's not that I don't like Olivas. It's just I got, for the pun, I got burnt out on Olivas.
You motherfucker.
It was just one of those things, like after you sit there and smoke them for a while, and then after a while it just became a chore, and I haven't picked one up since. I need to give it another shot and just see how if I still enjoy it, because I did enjoy Olivas a lot. They were great cigars. It just got monotonous after a while.
Well, sir, a fantastic stick for you to pick up would be the Oliva V Bellicoso. It's not that pricey. It's anywhere from about $8 to $9. It's Nicaragua Puro. I think you'll enjoy it.
No, I think I will too.
Touch of molasses.
Touch of molasses. All right, next one on our list: Romeo y Julieta, 1875.
The Bully.
The Bully. It's a 5x50. It's priced at about $8.50. Its wrapper is Indonesian, and binder and filler are both Dominican Republic. Notes. It's basically a modern recreation of the original Cuban brand. Here in America, we cannot get Cubans because of the embargo. So if you want to try what an original Cuban could be, this is a cigar to go pick up. You'll get flavors of hazelnut, cedar, cocoa, and just hints of spice.
Now, I'm gonna add to this because it's commonly referred to as a bully. Any of the older cigar generation is going to refer to it as a bully. You talk about the bully, people are going to know. The older generation are going to know you're talking about this Romeo and Juliet. That's a 5x50. It is definitely a go-to cigar for our people of 70 or older.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely like an old school stick, but I don't want it to scare the non-Generation Xers out there. It is definitely a cigar worth picking up.
I feel like if you're saying 70, it's older than Generation X there, bud.
Well, I didn't want to say millennials. The Generation X is the one I'm in. Baby boomers is the ones that probably enjoy this cigar a lot more than any of the other generations that are labeled out there. Anyway, what I'm saying is,
go pick up a stick.
Go pick up your grandfather's cigar and give it a try.
He might know what he's talking about. Just saying.
These days, smoking their blackbirds.
Hey, so I went to a festival, right?
Yay, story time!
Story time. And I was walking around, and I had picked up a brand new hand-rolled cigar, basically almost like right there in the festival. They had a cigar rolling station, and they were selling their cigars, and they were teaching people. And it was really cool to kind of see and watch, this guy roll cigars. That's all I picked up. Is I wanted to give it a fair shake. It is a special limited edition to that festival, right? Cigar, and they're banded as such, and they're really nice bands. I'll send you a picture of them. But so I picked it up and I was smoking on it, and I smoked I think it was like the Lancero or a Lonsdale type esque size, right? And I'm kind of chewing on it and smoking it, and just walking around a festival, we're eating funnel cake and drinking beer and smoking a cigar, and I'm like, what could be better, right? Here comes an old man dressed in a Civil War uniform. This old gentleman has chewed on the end of his cigar so much, and he sees me, he goes, "You got a light?" I was like, "My friend, why, yes, I do. I do absolutely have a light for you." And I said, and he's talking to me, and I was like, "How do you like being a Civil War reenactor?" And we kind of got to chit-chatting. And I noticed distinctive cannon fire twice at this festival. And I said, "I see you guys got a cannon over there." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Could I come look at it?" He goes, "Hell, you could shoot it if you want." Say less, my friend. Say less. He goes, "Hell, you gave me a light for the cigar. We people. Let's go shoot this cannon." I'm like, "Yes, please. Let's go shoot this cannon." So I walk over there and I'm meeting all his civil, and I of course have my cigar still in my hands, smoking on it. He's smoking on it, and we're talking and just chit chatting with all these, these cool reenactors, and they're having the time of their life, and they're probably blitzed out of their minds.
Shooting cannons.
Shooting cannons. It was blanks. But so I asked them, I was like, do you guys mind if I shoot this? And they're like, are you kidding? You'll be hooked once you shoot the cannon. And I was like, well, I don't know. We'll see. And he was like, no. Trust us. I'm like, all right, let's do it. What do I got to lose, right? And they're like, all right. So they load it all up, and I help them load it and stuff like that with all the gunpowder. And they're like, all right, man, all you gotta do is touch this here stick to that little hole. And I was like, oh yeah. So cigar in mouth. Boom! And now I'm hooked. So I want to go shoot another cannon.
So they were right the whole time.
Mm-hmm. They knew what they were talking about. Just goes to show you never know who you're going to meet when you're smoking cigars. You're just walking around smoking cigars. I was talking to everybody.
Yeah. You met another brother of the leaf, and now you're shooting cannons. Look at this shit.
Right? Like, and it was really cool though. It was fun. I had a blast. It was good. I met a bunch of other brothers of the leaf, some sisters of the leaf. It was great. Had a blast with everybody. Can't wait to to do it again now. Now I'm like, fuck, now I want to go do it again. Anywho,
right. That's awesome.
So go pick up the 1875 Bully, because they know what the hell they're talking about. Just saying.
Right. All right. So that moves us to the last one on our list. We made it to number 10. We're
already done?
Yeah. It's another Perdomo. It's Perdomo. Lot 23, Maduro.
Okay.
The size is a 6x50 Turo. It's priced around $8. The wrapper is a Nicaragua Maduro, and binder and filler are both Nicaragua. It's considered lot 23 because that was the lot that they originally was pulling these from, so they can have a somewhat affordable stick. Again, it's priced about the same as the champagne, so I don't really understand what they were looking for. But their flavors are going to be, it should be like creamy, earthy. It's just a well balance of the cedar and earthiness of the tobacco and the flavor profile. I have smoked one of these. I can't say it's something I would seek out every single time, but it was definitely a different smoke to have in the repertoire, so you can kind of switch it up.
That's fair. I don't think I've done one of these yet. Has such a loyal following, for a lot of their stuff, and I don't hate on the Perdomo Army at all. I love Perdomo cigars. They're actually really good. I think they're I love their bands. I love the usually they have a very creamy, smooth, earthy cigar, maybe a little bit of nutty flavor in there. It's usually kind of the Perdomo wheelhouse, right, so to speak.
Yeah.
And they do it better than anybody. You and your second third, you want to take a break and then come back to the second third?
We definitely should take a break. I'm not quite there yet. How about you? You're pretty close.
Yeah, we'll take a break first.
All right. What are we talking about after the break? What was it?
The 3 dangers of superhero leaders and why teams don't want them.
All right.
So
they don't want me.
So if there's any other budget sticks that we've missed that should have made our list, please hit us up at Leadership of the Leaf on Instagram. Tell us what your favorite budget stick is, why you think it's better than something that we listed here. We'd love to go out and try new cigars. We'd love to disagree with people and tell them why they're wrong, and we love to agree with people and tell them why they're right.
Very confident there's other cigars that have not on this list. I'm pretty sure everyone has seen 10 sticks under $10, some of everywhere. Hence the reason why I wanted to go ahead and throw our name in the hat for 10 cigars under 10, just so we can have our own little list going. By all means, it's not
all inclusive.
No,
we just picked 10 really good cigars that we could agree on to bring forward to you guys, so that way you guys can go and try them.
Correctamundo.
So we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll hit up our leadership topic.
All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening to Leadership of the Leaf. I'm just letting you know, if you want to see what kind of cigars that myself, Dice,
and Austin,
what we're smoking on each episode, check out our Instagram on Leadership of the Leaf. All one word.
At Leadership of the Leaf. And please, leave us a comment. Send us a message with what other questions or what you guys are smoking on. Maybe you guys have some suggestions for us that we'd love to give it a shot.
At Leadership of the Leaf on Instagram.
Check me out, guys, on Instagram at Flavor King with 2 G's on there. And it's been a pleasure listening to Leadership of the Leaf here with Dice and Austin.
And welcome back to Leadership of the Leaf, where we have just gone over our 10 cigars under $10 list.
Not in any order.
Not in any particular order, because Dice doesn't like ranking things until our Cigar of the Year list, because he's a loser, Bob.
I wear square pants.
All right. Let's jump into the 3 dangers of superhero leaders. I can do it all, and I don't need anybody. So we're gonna explore some of the dangers of leading like a superhero and how to avoid them. So danger number 1, you inadvertently create distance.
What does that mean?
Well, if you'd shut the fuck up, I'd tell you.
All right, I'm listening.
All right, the best leaders find ways to connect with each individual on their team. Unfortunately, fostering and projecting an air of invincibility or I can do it allness or perfection really just pushes people away. Much like you probably wouldn't gravitate to someone at a dinner party who seemed quote unquote perfect. In many ways, our flaws and vulnerabilities are what connects us and helps us build that trust. And I can't say this enough. You end up looking like an arrogant asshole, man.
Yeah, no one wants to talk to that guy. He knows everything. Everything.
Well, and this is going on a tangent. This is partially what's wrong with like social media, right? You don't want you everything looks perfect and manicured and polished on social media, but behind that fucking phone is dirty dishes, a fucking fucked up house, and you know, shit running us over in the toilet or something. You know what I mean? Like but the pictures that are posted on Instagram or on Facebook or wherever are this really hot chick just looking all sexy and stuff, but in reality she's got fucking cereal bowls piled up in the fucking sink and shit that are like molding. You know, but you wouldn't want to go talk to that girl at a party because she looks perfectly polished, but in reality she has flaws just like everybody else.
Right.
So one of my favorite icebreakers for new teams is asking each person to share their first paid job during introductions on a call or during a meeting. It's not just fun and interesting, it also has a hierarchy leveling impact. When the vice president shares that her first paid job was a bagger at Piggly Wiggly or complains about how he hated getting up at 6 a.m. for his paper run, all of a sudden you feel a sense of connection, camaraderie even. You know, my first job was a cook at a pizza parlor. I made calzones.
Oh, bet you they were horrible.
And fuck no, they were delicious. Fuck off.
Ugh, okay.
And I mixed up, you know what else I did? I shit you not, I almost can't even eat them anymore, but I do because they're delicious. I mixed up, so if anyone knows the pizza chain Mazio's, I cooked there as a pizza cook. I made their calzones. I also mixed up 6 gallons worth of butter, sugar, and cinnamon to brush on their cinnamon Cinnasticks. That shit is disgusting. Let me tell you. It's not disgusting. It's delicious. But when you're making it and you're just smelling butter, it's like, oh. But oftentimes we connect around common struggles, problems, and areas of vulnerability. So when we hide those to instead opt for an air of invincibility, we unintentionally create that emotional distance. You got to learn how to create opportunities for safe and effective vulnerability.
What I like about the whole idea of leveling everyone out, you're no different of a person than I am, and I am no different of a person than you are. We both sleep, we both got to get up, we both get dressed, we both come to work or whatever. We all got to do the same thing eventually because that's a human. That's what we do. Oh my God, the vice president's talk. He's a person just like everyone else is. So when a vice president, someone says, oh yeah, you know what my first job was? Fries at McDonald's. The smell of the fries in my clothes. Oh my God, I can't even go to McDonald's today because of it. You're the vice president. You're the CEO. You worked at McDonald's? Really? So that's why you see like on all these like tabloid ads and stuff like Ben Affleck's first job was this. Halle Berry's first job was this. And you can't like, oh my God, really? That's what they did before they were famous?
Yeah. So it's funny is I was just talking with my boss, who's like, but let's call him like the CFO, right? He doesn't really have that title, but that's kind of his level. We were just talking about when he was younger in management, he was like liaison to another company, right? And these guys ended up making a mistake. Like, what can I do to make this go away? And they ended up like kind of pulling together to make the problem go away. But he's like, yeah, you don't want me. And he's like, I was really young and dumb, and I was like, hey, I'm good with this. Like, I don't care. And he's like, I had to get mentored at that point. And it really, like, to me, I was like, oh shit, man. Like, I said the same thing. And he's like, yeah, I still think it's the right way, but apparently it's not the company way. And I started dying. He's like, yeah, that's fine. But it just really made me kind of go, all right, you're a person. I got it. Like, you put your pant leg on one pant leg at a time, and you tie your ties same way I do. You brush your teeth the same way I do. It doesn't really matter. We're all fucking human, right? Yeah.
That's great to hear stuff like that because it almost places everyone on the same playing field. Yeah. Everyone had to go through high school. Everyone had to do elementary school. Like these are normal things in life. So just because someone is at a higher position or got a different title or role that's predominantly considered like, oh my, you got to crawl before you walk. So he had to get there somehow. So at some point in time, I'm pretty confident they did exactly what you was doing. So if you're a junior executive, one day you will be an executive. You will be leading that all the way up the chain. The thing is, when you're trying to be that superhero, you're not setting that example. You want to take the superhero out of it and be like, you know what? I make mistakes too. And the whole reason why I look like I don't make mistakes is because I learned from every single mistake I made along the way. And that's why I'm trying to train you or whoever to not make the same mistakes I did. You find some new mistakes and you learn from your new mistakes so you don't perform the same old mistakes I made beforehand, which gives that air of superhero-ness.
Well, yeah, it's like, so I always tell people, and they're like, oh, you don't do that anymore? I'm like, nah, man, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I've done stupid, guaranteed. I've done stupid, and I got the t-shirt from it. I got the scars. It's so which kind of feeds right into to danger number 2, right? You don't want to set a dangerous, counterproductive example. Because, invariably, leaders are observed as examples of what to do, how to act, the person we all aspire to be, right, if they're a good leader. So when they project an image of perfection, there's an implicit suggestion that perfection is what is going to be required. And that is a daunting task for somebody who's new to try to live up to. I look at my dad, right? He was a vice president of a bank. I'm like, how do I compete with that? Right. And I talked to him. I'm like, I just can't keep up with you. And he was like, Austin, you're not meant to keep up with me. I've been doing this for 40 years. You've been working for 20. I've been doing it twice as long as you're not supposed to be where I'm at right now. He's like, you're further along than I was at your age. I'm like, oh, I guess I didn't think about it like that. Because my thing was, I was always just trying to keep up and catch up to him, not taking into account he's been doing it longer than I've been alive. Right?
Yeah. But trying to do stuff like that, right? Trying to keep up with our forefathers or such, it can lead to unhealthy habits and behaviors, like team members responding to emails while on vacation to stay on top of things, so to speak, and avoid letting others down, or pretending to have all the answers, or avoiding risk-taking and general fear of failure. Now, I know I have counseled quite a few people on this before. Like, I'm going on vacation, I'm doing this, and then like 2 days into their vacation, bling bling, an email pops up from them, and I'm, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Stop. Turn off. Just, well, I don't want to fall behind, sir. No, you're not going to fall behind. If you are the linchpin to keep this all together, then I'm doing something wrong.
Right. Then I'm failing you.
Yeah. So we're going to be able to operate just fine if you just step away for your time off, your vacation. You're supposed to reset. That's the whole point of vacation. Get away from this monotonous mousetrap of a job or rat race of a world that you're working in, and enjoy time with family, enjoy time with yourself, whatever you're doing for vacation, and just leave work behind.
Right. That's what vacation is for, right? So if you as a leader don't unplug, then you're showing your subordinates that when they take vacation time, they should also not unplug. The problem is that leaders have to create healthier environments when, by acknowledging the importance of taking risks, learning from mistakes, and focusing instead on continuous improvement. You do that by recharging. Stop. Put the phone down. Play with your kids. Reconnect with your wife. Because guess what's going to happen? You're going to retire. The company will either fail or it won't. Guess who won't give a shit at that point? You. It's fine. It's okay. If you are the person that's keeping it going, then there's something wrong. Now, granted, small businesses where you're one of two employees, that's a little bit of a different scenario. But if you're working for, Costco, AT&T, Mitsubishi, Motorola, all these different, and you take vacation and you're sitting there still trying to answer emails rather than spending time on the beach with your kids, you fucked up, because that's going to show the kids that that's exactly what they should do, and it's going to show your employees the same thing, and it's going to perpetuate a cycle. You got to stop. It's better to take the week that you have off, recharge, be with your friends, be with your family, be with whoever, and you'll come back, and guess what? Your subconscious had probably worked on some problems while you weren't thinking about it, and you're going to come back and you go, you know what? I think we should take that risk. Hey, I thought of a better way to do that process. Hey, I think we should actually do this merger because I think it makes most sense because X, Y, and Z. And you're like, oh, where'd that come from? Were you working on your vacation? No, I just kind of slept on the problems and the solutions presented themselves.
There was, I don't know how long ago, whatever. There was someone at work that talked to me the very next day at work. He was like, hey, I had a work question or whatever, and I text you because I wanted to know the answer, work related or whatever, right? And he said, but the phone bounced back and said that your phone was on Do Not Disturb. Yeah. He was like, how'd you do that?
Click the button.
Yeah. I was like, it's perfect because once I'm at work, I'm at work. When I'm at home, it's family time. It's not work time. So whenever someone tries to text or email, text or call from work with a work problem, it goes to voicemail or it doesn't even notify me. Like, I won't see it until the next day. My phone doesn't turn back on till 8 o'clock the next day for work. So he was very amazed by that, and he wanted me to show him how I had my phone set up. The whole thing. I had to teach old dog new tricks. and it was phenomenal. I mean, it's exactly what this whole danger number 2 was talking about, because I absolutely turned it off. I was not that way all the time.
No.
But then I had to learn. I was like, this is crazy. It was too much work. There was more work than it is dice life. So
yeah. Well, and
thank you, Apple.
Right. So when I got married and I went on my honeymoon, my phone buzzed so much while I was on my honeymoon that my wife was like, "Could you just turn your phone off? This is my brand new bride." And I was taking phone calls and texts from work because they couldn't, for whatever reason, couldn't figure it out without me. And it made me learn. I was like, listen, I've got to unplug. I was halfway across the country. I was sitting at Disney World trying to ride rides and standing in line, and they're texting me with problems. And I was sitting there answering rather than spending time with my brand new bride. And when she finally asked me, I think it was about day 3 of 5 or 6, she's like, "Could you just turn your phone off?" I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't realize." It didn't even click to me because I was always on work mode, so I didn't even register it. So the next time it came, the next question I got was, "Hey, how do I do X, Y, or Z?" I was like, "Figure it out on your own." So the very next time I was on vacation, the question was something else. I was like, "Hey, I figured it out. I'm on vacation." So I called my boss. I said, "Hey, I'm on vacation with my brand new bride. You got people calling me to ask me stupid ass questions that they could figure it out themselves. I'm turning off my phone, or I'm putting it on Do Not Disturb. If y'all really, 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 really need me, it better be like somebody died." Because I'm done. And he goes, and he kind of got quiet, and he goes, "Well, I don't understand. You can't answer one question?" I said, "Sir, this is the third day in a row that they've asked me with questions while I'm on my honeymoon." And he goes, "Oh, I didn't realize that they were doing that. Yep, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and we promise we won't call you unless it's an absolute emergency." I was like, "Thank you." I put on Do Not Disturb, had the great rest of my time, but it took me kind of putting my foot down to be like, "Hey, this is ridiculous. Why am I just got married. I'm trying to spend my honeymoon, and I can't unplug to enjoy time with my brand new bride. Like, this is ridiculous."
And the thing I like about your story is that your wife had to point that out.
Yeah.
Because we get in that superhero mode where we want to save the world all the time. So your wife isn't in superhero mode. She don't give a fuck about what you got going on trying to save the world right now. The only thing I want is my husband's attention right now. We're at Disney World, happiest place on earth, and this motherfucker's not happy.
Yeah, exactly. So as soon as she pointed that out, and I called him and my boss I was like, "This is ridiculous. I can't even enjoy because I'm sitting here answering text messages from him." And then he's like, "Well, he didn't quite believe me." He's like, "All right, we won't do it." And I started sending him screenshots of text messages that I've been answering, and like with timestamps and everything. And he goes, "Yep, got it. We won't call you." And when I got back to work, they go, all of my coworkers go, "Way to tell on us." I said, "Telling you what? I'm on my honeymoon and y'all motherfuckers can't answer your own damn questions." I was like, "You guys can't come together as a team and figure it the fuck out? I gotta be the brain amongst all 5 of y'all motherfuckers?" "All right, that's fair enough." They kind of grumbled, but they got the point, because I was like, I don't text y'all motherfuckers while you're on vacation with your families. I figured it out myself. So it's your turn to fucking do the same. And they kind of, when I put it that way, they go, "Yeah, all right, we get it."
Yeah, it's showing I respect your time. You should respect mine. That's one of the things that you should. I mean, it says set example, so that's an example you were setting. But unfortunately, your wife had to point it out. But see, I bet you from that point on that it resonated with you, that you always put that second thought, be like, "You know what? Phone Do Not Disturb mode, phone silent mode, or whatever."
Yeah. Yeah, and ever since then, I've only usually I might get a phone call here or there, and it's usually, hey, I'm really sorry, but I have an absolute question. It can't wait. The boss needs X, Y, and Z, and this is really your area of expertise. I just need a quick, 1, 2, or 3 type action plan. And I sit there and I'm like, okay, do number 2, click, and then I don't hear from anybody else the rest of the time I'm on vacation. And it's hit or miss. And my wife is usually good with that sort of stuff. She's like, all right, you take a 10-minute phone call. I'm okay with that. But it's, I've tried to train my people. I'm like, look, if I haven't trained you on what the right answer is, then I failed you guys.
Trying to be the superhero all the time like that you're exhausting yourself. It's just exhausting because you're like 24/7 work mode, superhero, saving the world.
Yeah.
It's projecting an air of insanity that isn't just counterproductive, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
So leaders need to support, encourage, and camaraderie as well. They're not just leading the team, they're part of the team. So when leaders feel self-induced pressure to have all the answers and know everything, to have the right solution every time, it can be so toll. And I've been there, man. I'm like, am I the head of this fucking monster?
Yeah.
Am I the only one that puts thought process behind anything?
Yeah, I tell you, I had a job when we had a group. We use Signal, right? Like not like WhatsApp, but a Signal chat. And that thing would not shut the hell up. So it got to the point where I would come home from work and I ended up muting for 8 hours. I was like, don't show me shit for 8 hours. Because I'd sit there and I'd be like sitting watching TV and it would ding, 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 ding. I'd be trying to watch TV and I'm like, I can't even watch TV without it blowing up. And 9 times out of 10, it had nothing to do with me. It was just the fact that there was somebody notifying somebody else of something because it was a group chat, which is the most annoying thing to be in. And I didn't have to be in that mode, but because the notification was there, I felt the need to actually go in there and look. So when I started muting it for 8 hours, I noticed I started getting a little bit happier. I started going and feeling a little bit more relaxed because I was actually taking time off. Because there's something truly just divine, cathartic, healthy even, about admitting to a team that you're not quite sure how to solve a particularly vexing problem. Hey guys, I don't have the answer. And asking them to help you work through some innovative ideas or novel approaches. Enlisting and accepting support doesn't just relieve stress and reduce burnout, it also cultivates and encourages a real sense of team camaraderie. When leaders lean on their team, they send the message that they trust them. While it's easy to repeat adages like there's no I in team except for in the a-hole, superhero leadership contradicts that message. Superhero leaders tend to detract focus from the team and instead center themselves. There's times where my 5-year-old has asked me a question. I have no idea.
But your dad, you're supposed to know everything.
Got it. Don't know why that person thought the way they do. Can't tell you why they think they do. You should ask them. I do not lead the 3 lives in my family. I can't do that. Same thing with my team. I'm not the only motherfucking brain in this building. Figure it out. I should not have to tell you that, the screw goes to the right and the pallet goes over there. Y'all should figure it the hell out. What do you guys think works best for you? You work in this building every day. I don't.
Man, it's crazy to think like I can't do anything unless Dice tells me what we need to do. Well,
That's
Dice
wrong.
isn't going to be there. So what would you do if Dice isn't going to be here? You have to actually stand on your own 2 feet.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And I tell, when I train them somebody, I'm like, hey, look, I need you to pay attention and understand this. And they're like, well, why? You're going to be here to answer my questions. No, the motherfucker, I won't. Because what happens when I take vacation? What happens when I retire? What happens when I take a new job? I ain't going to fucking be here anymore, and you're going to have to stand on your own 2 damn feet.
Yeah.
Well, I never thought about it like that. All right. Time to start thinking about it, motherfucker.
So put on the big boy britches and let's go.
Now, there's been one time where I've had to like legitimately almost think for a guy, and I was walking past. He was a young guy, I don't know, 18, 19 years old, and I was walking past, and he was eating his lunch in the break room, and I was walking past to go heat up my lunch, and I was like, "Oh, hey man, what you doing?" He's like, "Oh, just eating some chicken." I was like, "That's cool." I was like, "Oh, how'd you cook it? Did you fry it? Did you grill it?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I cooked it medium rare." What the fuck did you just say? I'm sorry.
Stop. He did not say that.
Yeah, show me your chicken, man. It was pink in the middle. I was like, "Dude, stop! Don't eat that." He's like, "Why not?" I was like, "Man, you'll get salmonella." And he's like, "What's that?" Your parents did all the cooking for you, didn't they? Yep. All right, man. You know what? I'm gonna take you out to lunch today. Throw that shit in the trash. I'm gonna teach you about salmonella and how to properly cook chicken. And then we're gonna talk about this. Let's go out to dinner. Let's go out to lunch. And I will buy you lunch because I can't have you getting sick for something silly that you fucking failed to cook your chicken all the way through.
Oh my God, medium.
So we had a nice long talk about it. I showed him the research. I said, when you go home tonight, you talk to mom, talk to dad. I know you're fresh out of high school. This is your first job, and you're kind of away from mom and dad, right? I was like, I get it. I said, but you call mom and dad, and I said, tell them what you just did, and come tell me tomorrow. I was like, tell me what they say. I'm just curious, And he came back the next day. He goes, "Man, they laughed at me for 30 minutes." I said, "No shit, huh?" And he goes, "Yeah, they told me to tell you thank you for taking me out to lunch and thanks for educating me." He goes, "I guess I learned my lesson." I was like, "Well, one day I hope you can repay the favor to some other young guy when you get to my position." I couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, "Come on, man." It was just kind of funny. But, if you're on all the time, you're going to exhaust yourself. Hey, I'm on vacation. I don't care about work right now. Don't fucking bother me. They get it. The younger guys, they're trying to prove themselves. They're trying to sit there and be, "I can do everything." No, the fuck you can't. Chill. Listen, you're going to be in my position. You're going to be a leader one day. And I need you to remember, real leaders are real. People are attracted to authenticity. So don't pretend to be perfect. Nobody, I will repeat this, nobody wants to follow a superhero. Teams want a leader that's talented, passionate, and honest, who will share the hard news when they need to, but will also be willing to admit that they don't have all the answers. They want Peter Parker, not Spider-Man.
I'm not a superhero guy for not just the leadership reason here, just superhero. They appear to be too perfect. And that's why they showed the Peter Parker and the Spider-Man difference at the end there. Because Peter Parker is the guy that's just taking pictures, but he's also a superhero. But he appears not so perfect when he's Peter Parker. And he's actually, Spider-Man, if I remember correctly, he's not a perfect superhero either.
No, he's not. That's how Superman got away with being Clark Kent, right? He acted to be not Superman. He wasn't perfect. He acted authentic, klutzy, made mistakes. And so people are like, there's no way that man could be Superman. He's a klutz, man. Like he makes mistakes all the time. And he did. And that's fine. Nobody's perfect. And that's just what we need to remind ourselves of. Not everybody is perfect.
Just adding to this. So picturing those leaders or whoever that wants to become the superhero, who wants to be the effective superhero of any kind of team, right? At times, I know for me, when I see that guy that thinks he's perfect at everything, and I want to see him fail. I want to see him fall on his face.
Yep.
Not at least one time be like, hey, the egg is on your face.
Yeah. And more times than not, I've seen that happen. You know, those guys that go, this ain't my first rodeo.
Right.
Yeah. And those are the people you just want to see them fail. You want to see the egg on their face. You want to see them eat crow, right? You just want to say, I fucking told you, asshole. You're fucking wrong. And maybe it's hey, you don't like that person. Maybe it's just, hey, you want to have them eat some humble pie. Once they leave work, they're exhausted. Their family life ain't fucking perfect, and they have skeletons in their closet that they just don't want anybody to see.
Big time.
And it is what it is. It's sad that people have to live like that.
Yeah, you kind of want to shy away from presenting that perfect image, especially if you're trying to lead a team. You want your team to, accompany that whole we're a team camaraderie type situation. And you also want to be approachable. If you're a superhero, you're not really going to be approachable. Be like, I can't talk to that guy.
No. And there's times where you don't even mean to be that superhero, but people just put you on that pedestal without you realizing it. And so then the first time you fail, they're like, ha, you thought you were perfect. And you're like, no, I've never thought I was perfect. I just, I've been doing this long enough. I don't make silly mistakes. I didn't know this one. Made a mistake. I'll be the first one to admit it. I made a mistake. Got it. Cool. Let's move on. And then they kind of realize, like, oh, shit, I maybe just put you on a pedestal because I never saw you make a mistake, so I thought that's what you were like. Nope, that's not the case. You didn't see the old me going stumbling every fucking 6 seconds.
Oh. Are you in your final third, sir?
Sure, why not?
My final third is definitely transit. This cedar is creeping in. I haven't got any pepper throughout the cigar, which I enjoy. A lot of Rocky Patel cigars normally have a hint of pepper. This one isn't a strong hit. Maybe it's on a retro. I have not retro. I'm not going to on this one. Maybe on the second one when I smoke that one. But it's definitely carrying a good full flavor. It's like a charry oak and cedar. The leather is still there. I'm equating the leather to the wrapper, and it's actually a wonderful smoke. If anyone is near Total Wine and More, I would advise picking this up. It's their exclusive one, so you only can get it from their establishments.
Nice. Cedar is definitely creeping in on this one. I'm getting a leathery, still pretty creamy, and there's a little bit of white pepper on the back end.
All right,
but it's very good. Charter oak. Like I said, I'm never disappointed by smoking a charter oak.
True.
So.
You kind of already answered it, but you said not a box for you. 5-pack, single is more of your speed, but you wouldn't be upset at a 5-pack.
No, I mean, a 5-pack to keep in the humidor, definitely wouldn't be upset about. Just, I have a hard time spending the money on a box like this. If it was a good deal, I would buy a box. I wouldn't be upset about it. It's just, if I'm going to spend, I'm going to throw some numbers out here. Don't be mad at me. But if I'm going to spend, let's say, $160 on a box worth of Charter Oak, or I could spend $180 on a box of, I don't know, Leaf by Oscar, or even like an Undercrown Shade, or or Perdomo, or something a little bit higher end. I'm not gonna be. I'd rather spend the higher money to get a little bit better smoke, right? Southern draw. But if I found it for the right price, I wouldn't say no to a box. But more than likely, I'm just gonna buy a 5-pack of this.
For mine, I definitely would not buy a box of these. By all means, I'm not saying it's a bad cigar at all. It's a phenomenal. It's a wonderful cigar. I wouldn't even get a 5-pack. This is definitely one I would pick up 1 or 2, just when I want something like completely different. The main reason why I wouldn't go higher than a 1 or 2 every now and again is because you only can get it at Total Wine and More. So I wouldn't want to be. I want to keep it. Like a limited for me. I want to keep it in that limited area.
Do they even sell boxes at Total Wine?
They do, sir. They absolutely do.
I was just curious.
And you get 10% off.
Ooh.
I learned that from AA Ron.
Did you? Is he your new Betty?
Oh yeah, we're besties now.
Do you play pinochle on the weekends?
Every weekend. I said that one time at work, and man, they were just dying. Man, what the fuck is a pinochle?
You ain't never played pinochle?
I was like, man, to be honest, I have no fucking idea. It's a card game. It's like euchre, maybe. I don't fucking know.
I was equated to fucking the Thumb War. Pinocle's Thumb Wars, right?
The Pinocle's a card game.
Is it?
It's a special deck that you use. It's like all the face cards or something. I don't know. Hey, listeners, help us out. What the fuck is Pinochle?
Please let us know at Leadership of the Leaf, because we're going to fight about this later in the streets.
If you're listening on Spotify, the question for this episode is, have you played Pinochle before?
And if so, what type of game was it? Let us know at Leadership of the Leaf. I want to know. I want to read the comments.
Well, Spotify actually has questions. I don't know if our listeners know that. If you listen on Spotify, there's actually a spot in there to answer questions. If we place one there. And the majority of the time, there's one there. I think I'm being fact checked right now. Am I being fact checked?
You're 100% getting fact checked.
Fact checked, okay. I'm no superhero, sir.
All right.
I may be wrong, but I doubt it.
There's 2 Pinocles.
Oh, okay.
It depends on how you spell it. Pinochle, Pinochle, is a trick-taking ace to 10 card game, typically for 2 to 4 players, played with a 48 card deck. Pinochle, Peaknuckle, is also called thumb wrestling.
So we both was right. Yep. There you go. Maybe wrong, but I doubt it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was like. I may be wrong. I doubt it. Good old Charles Barkley.
Terrible.
So it's just terrible.
Ringless Charles Barkley. Okay. Off the deep end here.
Yeah, we got off on a tangent. All right. So we went over the 3 dangers of superhero leaders and why teams don't want them. And then we also covered a list of 10 cigars that are under $10. Yes,
sir. And I believe between both of us, we have smoked every single cigar on that list. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I know because we discussed it and we had to come up with 10 that we smoked for that list. So every cigar on that list we have smoked before, 100%. That's why they're also recommended by us. So that being said,
you worked that logic out all on your own.
Until next time, I'm Dice.
And I'm Austin. And just remember, great leaders smoke great cigars.
Thank you for listening to Leadership of the Leaf. The comments and opinions expressed by the host and guests does not reflect the opinions of those that broadcast this show, nor does it reflect any of our affiliates.